Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on a Midius player here. I actually don't know how to say that name. And this is going to be a pretty straightforward match. We're going to go in, break some faces, and then get out with Golvig and Yunaka. Feel like this is also another great partnership for Ether Raid specifically. Yeah, Golvig has never really been a SD unit, a Summoner Duels unit, because of the not being able to run away after she attacks, because that's how her extra action works. But I mean, if you can set it up so that she goes last and she can actually kill something, then you're pretty much golden there. But then I don't think you'll have all the actions to actually get it done. You probably would need to. That's actually not a good team. Her partner, not a bad team. Her partner with like duo Leon or Ather or something like that to end some actions, and then have Golvig go in and do some damage. But that's only if she can actually, if you've already taken out the far save. Otherwise, she can't really do anything. But it's like what, 3 nukes? Where's your support? Where's your frontliner? That's not a great team in my opinion. Although, if you can end actions of pretty much everything, then maybe you don't have to worry about getting attacked, but I don't feel like that's the most consistent strategy. But there is something there, mind you. Golvig, Leon, Ather, plus, I don't know, maybe for Mortis, the front line. I feel like there's something there, if you can figure it out. In any case, we're getting going here. Breaking some faces, got all the actions with Plumeria and co. Thinking of leaving one of these Emblas for last, since the range is going to be from the 2 mages, from Ursula and from Bernadetta, is going to be a little bit too much to deal with in terms of just being able to run away. So yeah, we're just going to leave one of the Emblas for last. Not quite sure which one just yet. That aside. Let's see, what do we got? So let's look at Erica for a bit. So what did I go for? I think I went over so far. I don't think I've touched on her emblem ring effect just yet, because I haven't really tested it out for myself, or I hadn't tested out. I mean, I still haven't gotten like too deep into it. I've just been looking at some of the possible combinations, and man, it is really good, man. It's really strong. I mean, even though it's just the first combat, first combat on every turn is actually nuts. That goes really hard on Omni tanks, because the first combat is really the one that you want to be surviving, or you want to use to wall out your opponent. So that goes really hard on Omni tanks, frontliners. Basically makes everyone into Winter Ather, or just Ather in general. I mean, Dragon Ather, with the brave hits. I'm trying to think of like what other units have brave hits. What other frontliners have brave hits? None really come to mind. It's really just Ather that I can think of. Yeah, but this, which is why this emblem ring is just so good from Erica. Immediate thoughts in terms of who I would equip it on, probably one of the snakes, because ever since I did that
those eyes.
Marissa bonus Neathhogger SD season, I have really just enjoyed being able to hit twice with the snakes. They're just so powerful, and it's just so hard to withstand a hit from them. So that's probably where I would go. I think I have enough actions to clear this. If I play it right, I can actually just do all of this on one turn. I don't have to wait. I was thinking of repositioning, but I think I can actually get both pots here and take out Embla.
Don't be seen.
Benefits of having an extra dancer that can dance themselves. But yeah, anyways, I'll go a little bit more in depth into like who I think some of the best partners are in the next match. But yeah, it's really good on Omni tanks. That's probably where I'm gonna be, putting my focus in terms of who to equip it on. But then there's also a few other niche niche cases where you can also benefit from it as well. But yeah, this match is over. We got one more since today's the double day. GDs, let's load up another match. Okay, here's our second match for the day. We got a Sigurd team, and we're going to go with the Yunaka comp yet again. This is just such a straightforward team to use. It's, again, just nukes and a bunch of dancers. Nothing really overly complex about the team composition itself. It's just the power of the nukes. Yunaka, I feel hands down the best nuke in the game currently. You know, might fall off in terms of damage output, you know, as we go on into the future. Might not be able to kill far saves as we move on, but for now, definitely hands down the best nuke in the game, which is interesting. I didn't actually consider that being something that a mantle that IS would want to give to Yunaka. I thought, like, looking at her design, I thought maybe she'd just be like a really cool aided hero. Dagger and what's the other one? Reagan. They were just really cool aided heroes who both had an interesting gimmick. But Yunaka, they really pushed the power scale for her, which is an interesting direction. I didn't really expect them to go that hard. When in, like, looking at what her Christmas ult was really able to do, which is really just hit and run and tank things, this Yunaka doesn't really have to.
Right.
Well, because of the desperation, she doesn't really have to worry about tanking things because she just can hit 4 times without taking a counterattack, and she hits so hard that, yeah, she's the best nuke in the game. So I never really expected that. Like, again, with the Christmas banner, she wasn't all that crazy. I don't know if it's the quads. It could be the quads, or just the fact that she can hit lethality twice. That's no joke. That makes her so powerful. But yeah, very, very powerful. Yeah, back to Erica. So, I think Felix is a good option for her Emblem Ring, as well as Embla. Embla can be a good option for defense, I guess, but probably not your main that you're going for. I think it's really good on far saves because of partnerships with Rhea and Miracle, and then it gives them way more killing power, which is one of the negatives of someone like Neathog. Well, not necessarily Neathog, or maybe Hector, because a lot of his attacks are getting hit with Scowl, so he's not able to hit his armored beacon. So if he gets that extra hit in, then it gives him an increased potential to get that KO. So, you know, your Hectors, a lot of your older far saves also benefit from this. And then, of course, the new ones are going to be even more powerful. I think Felix is good with it, although not necessarily the best, because lately, even with 4 hits in a row, or just 4 hits overall, Felix is still failing to get kills because of how much flat damage reduction is in the game. So he's still, you know, really good. He's just like not top of the cream of the crop, I would say. Yeah, so maybe not Felix. Probably go with someone like Dimitri, Valentine's Dimitri, maybe Valentine's Edelgard as well, just to get through that Rhea matchup. I think I've put myself in a little bit of a pickle here with
nerve-wracking.
I think I put myself in a little bit of a pickle here with this ice block. Okay. Let's go. We can take out. We can take her out now. Yeah, let's do this. So yeah, Felix. Who else? Ooh, what happened? Oh, I got chip damaged by Neathogger.
Good morning.
Can I Wings of Mercy? Okay, this is not good.
Ready.
Can I fix this? Alright, I think I can potentially cook something up here. But yeah, let's keep talking about the ring for a bit. The ice is actually the thing that's slowing me, because I had two other options in terms of spaces to initiate it from, but the ice actually is hindering me quite a bit here, unfortunately. The goal here was to get the duo Lucina off the board, because then that would activate the duo's hindrance, or my duo abilities, so I can then take out Felix and get going. But yeah, we're a little bit stuck right now, but it should be fine. Yeah, I think I can get up there with Peony and then dance Yunaka, and then we should be good. But yeah, I think Felix would be great with it, but even better would be Valentine's Edelgard. Who else? Like I said, your armored units, anyone, Farsays with Briar, I think they would be really good as well, because the thing about Briar makes you hit so hard with Aegis, and then you might miss the kill, but then the second hit will definitely, take out the opponent. So I definitely think Briar plus, but then also you can't run it if you have Hardy Fighter, because you need the Marth Ring to run Shield Fighter builds properly. So that's a negative, but that's really only in Ether rates. Defense, to be specific. On offense, you can run it. If you're not too worried about getting hit brave hits, you can run it with the Erica ring and not have, because Hardy Fighter on offense doesn't require the Marth ring to activate. So you have an option there, but on defense, yeah, you definitely would need the Marth ring. Even in summoner duels, you probably wouldn't need the Marth ring for Hardy Fighter specifically. For Shield Fighter, maybe, but I guess you could do without it if you set it up right. But yeah, I'm primarily thinking frontline melee units or Omni tanks for the ring effect. Okay, let's see here.
Time to finish the job.
For the Erica ring effect, it's unfortunate that it's not for ranged units. I'd be fine with it if it was just the first combat for ranged units. That's totally okay. But I mean, maybe it probably would have been too OP if we're being honest. So let's turn off the smart end action here before I forget, because that would be an automatic loss, and we take out Lucina here.
Right.
And then we're gonna dual button all over the place. Unfortunately, I couldn't get. Oh, I actually wanted to get my rearmed Lucina. I keep calling her rearmed. Let's hewn Lucina up there, but it didn't work out that way. I completely forgot that Rhea was also a dual unit. I completely forgot that Rhea was also a dual unit, which means I can't actually do anything. I was leaving her for last on purpose, but I also forgot that she was a. That's actually really unfortunate, because I can't leave Felix for last because he has the Celica ring. This one's a loss, man. We're gonna have to chalk it up and play another one. GG's, you got me. Okay, so we got Cody here for our third attempt, or second attempt? Yeah, second attempt, third match. And we're gonna use the Erica team here because it's actually insane how this Erica functions. I'm actually I don't know what word it is, but I actually feel that she's a little bit too strong because of the range, the hand axe type combat, or the rune sword type combat, the two spaces combat that she can employ. I feel like it's a little bit too strong, but then also at the same time, she needed something to make her unique, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. And then it's also balanced because it doesn't avoid the near save, so it ebbs and flows. It has its positives as well as its negatives, and the negatives are really in the eyes of when you're building a defense, man. It is so hard to get everyone covered with both the near save and the far save, and then also have Freyr in there. So I don't know if they're gonna give us more units like Saline. I feel like Saline's value has skyrocketed, or give us more units like Jimbro, that can cleanse themselves, so we can leave them exposed and not necessarily have to worry about them being hit with undefended and feud. It's a lot, man. It's really difficult to build a functional defense at this stage in the game, and I don't know why they're attacking us. I feel attacked specifically as someone that likes to build defenses, but then also the challenge is appreciated because it does force me to try to come up with new ideas, fresh ideas, and that's also a good thing. It's definitely not boring, but then also it's really hard. So I don't know. It's really hard for them to strike a balance. I feel like it wasn't really necessary for them to give her that effect, but then also she needed to do something, so what exactly would she have done otherwise? I feel like the Brave would have been enough just because of how hard she hits, but her style effect is really, really strong, man. You see that Robin over there, who you can't really do anything with her, this Brave Robin, aside from Merge. Her fodder isn't even that great at this point in the game. It's just like Creation Pulse, which is like, I mean, whatever. Everyone gives out Pulse at this point. So she doesn't have the greatest fodder, and then her B skill isn't that great either. I mean, Hush Spectrum is nice, but then I feel like I'm looking at Golveg coming up, Brave Golveg, and I'm looking at her B skill, and I feel like I hope they start with this batch to give like remixes to these Brave units for their B skills, because the thing about Brave Erica is that she really needed that B skill to be a little bit better or updated, because now I'm just looking at it, I'm thinking of swapping that out for Momentum or something, because her B skill is really lacking at this point. So I don't know, man. Hopefully they do look into updating. It would actually give them a bit more longevity, because Marth is like just unusable, which sucks, because I really liked using Emblem Marth, Brave Marth rather. Yeah, he's just really unusable now because of how many debuffs and things of that nature in the game. Even though he doesn't have a perf ABC skill, his special, it's in the special. I don't see why you couldn't have just updated it a bit more, or updated it in general to make it better. But I don't know, man. Hopefully they look into changing it. Maybe that's something that they can give us the well, I think we would all say yes, so that's why they're never going to give us the opportunity to vote on a change like that. But I hope they allow the updating of Brave's perf skills in the future. They don't have to go back, it's fine, but at least for the newer ones, just update them, But anyways, yeah, Erica's completely nuts, especially with the Sakura combination here that I'm not like too confident in playing, because it feels really I'm just depending on ice to keep me safe, and then it's breakable, and there's just so many potential things that could go wrong if the wrong unit breaks the ice and then gets another action. It's a lot to think about, but yeah, that's the only thing keeping me safe currently. I gotta figure out where to positions my unit right now, because Brave female Robin can come down and snipe Peony. I don't think that spot's safe, especially if she gets a dance. But I should be good with Felix, because I probably will block that hole with Hearthfelger or Ice or something. I don't know, but I feel like that spot's safe. It's just the range unit that I'm kind of worried about. But Erica on this team is actually nuts. Don't know what we're going to do in the future with defense building, as I was saying, because there's just so many spots that are going to be left exposed if you don't line it up properly. Or what I'm thinking is that I'm probably going to have to leave a unit exposed, like Desert Ike or whoever the newest Omni tank is that can potentially win a speed check against Brave Erica or Emblem Erica. That's probably who's going to have to be left exposed, even though I saw her like quadding against Desert Ike, which is insane because he is not a slow unit, and she was blitzing him. So this Erica is actually hitting 99s consistently. Is insane the way that she does it. So I don't know, man, if she's a little bit too strong, but then also balanced at the same time. I think I've said that before, but yeah, that's like what I'm considering. I feel like Felix is the best pick, but I don't like his combat isn't the greatest, and then how do you really fit him in, you know? But I feel like Felix might be the best pick for defense in that regards. If you're gonna leave someone exposed, Felix might be the guy to leave exposed. Either him, or I can see a world where we put Ike in that spot as well, Emblem Ike. But yeah, those are the options that I'm looking at. The thing about going speed is that if the unit gets outsped, then they just die. But then also you can rely on something like Miracle from Rhea, so that you can still then get the brave hits in. So there are options. It's just what you want to do in terms of going about it. I think Felix, Ike, Desert, Malice even might, but then I kind of like having her on offense. So I'll probably look, especially since I'm not even using Felix. This is really good for me. The dance was wasted. Robin didn't even move, so this is actually really nice for me. So we got away with one there. Luckily, melee goes first, so that worked out in their favor. We should be able to clear this from here.
Say the word.
Yeah. But it really depends on who you want to put out there, man. I feel like Felix is probably going to be the guy. It's kind of insane that defense is going full melee. I feel like it's impossible now. It's getting really hard to fit a range unit on defense, or at least one that's good. You can fit like Hathrun, dual Hathrun there, but she's not really offering much aside from the Nectar. But yeah, like I'm looking at the far saves, the near saves, melee, Felix melee, Dimitri melee, Edelgard melee. It's not like we don't have range units that can actually do stuff. We do. It's just
my honor. Let us
bulk. You need the bulk, and then you also need the distant counter. In a world where Lyn is so dominant, until we get a close counter seal that will allow, you know, our range units to compete against Lyn, unless you want to start running Prime more consistently, which you can do, but then also Prime Hardy Bearing, how do you fit that in? It's possible. It's just so much to think about to get a defense to work, man. And that's currently my conundrum that I'm facing. Like, what do I do about this Erica situation? Do I leave someone exposed, or do I cover everyone, but then also don't get Freyr support because someone is not going to have Freyr support, and I leave that unit exposed to Lyn? Yeah, it's a quite a bit to think about, man, and it's gonna be a tough world, especially in Chaos Season and Summoner Duels, where you can't bring near saves, to say the least. You're really just relying on your frontliners, which means that Erica can just snipe whoever she wants to, even the far save. If, you know, the far save isn't strong enough, she can just go in and do that and not have to worry about it. So I don't know. I don't feel like we have all the tools necessary to combat what Erica brings into the game with her range. And this feels like the first time that I felt this way, because with Lyn, you could just cover everyone with far save and then get it to work. But then with the combination of both Lyn and Erica, I feel like there's something missing that would give us, you know, the covers that we need to make something like this not matter. Close bonus doubler is really what I'm looking at, or just close combat in general, the seal. Maybe they give us an attune skill of it. I would be fine with that, to be honest. But I feel like it needs to be in the game, like as soon as possible, because there is a gap, and it's not a good one. It's not a good gap at all. It is a very challenging stage in the game right now in terms of being able to protect all of your units so that your defense can actually work. Because when you start breaking pieces of the defense, it starts to fall apart very quickly.
Emblem guide you.
Yeah. 99s all day, man. This Erica just hits so hard. It's insane. Canto control doesn't even matter. You know, I think we were supposed to get Nana's Refined and Remix, and I saw PM1 put up a graphic that said it's going to be Medius and Myr, which was a surprise. I thought Nana was going to be next month, which is April, but it's going to be Medius. Not a lot that you can really do with Medius to make him good, aside from, you know, flat damage reduction. But I mean, he's not really a combat unit, so he's more of a tank, and then he doesn't really, unless you're going to give him like a ton of reflective damage, I don't see how he's going to hit hard enough to actually do anything. So not too excited about that. Myrrh is interesting with what you can potentially, she really just needs to be tankier. If you can get her to be tankier, then she can do work, because Warp Bubble is still good. So Myrrh has potential, and then Ninja Lin I see coming up as well. You know, that's whatever. It's just gonna be another. Just use a Unaka, man. Like if you have unless they give Lin the warping, then that would be interesting. But I'm not like too sold on what could potentially come from that, especially because she's a popular unit that everyone has. They typically don't give those types of units good refines and remixes, because it means that it's gonna be less likely that you'll pull for a premium unit because you already have one that's really good. So I'm not really looking forward to the Lin refine. The Ninja Lin refine, I'm not looking forward to that. Those are the refines and remixes. All that's left is for me to test stuff out. I think we're gonna get the kids banner, test stuff out with the Erica ring to actually see how it works in practice. I think I'm gonna go into like, I don't know, SD or something, because there isn't a game mode that you can just like grind, you know? Not necessarily even for the rewards, but just like grind, and like the training tower just isn't it, you know? It's not it. I feel like Seer Sneer, but more casual, but I don't think they would do that because, I don't know, we need a new game mode, man. GG's. See you in the next one.